I think young children, I think below 10, right? Perhaps these children, I think much happier. They don't think much about complicated things. So long they has to play together. Occasionally a little fighting, that's okay. Like in my own case, my elder brother, my immediate elder brother, and myself, I think we two spent, in early age, we spent together more time. So quite often fighting. So I'm younger brother, is elder brother, but younger brother is more aggressive. But within a minute, we played together. So I think that's good. So then, grown up, better education, better experience, better sort of knowledge, mind become more complicated, more sophisticated, and more visions, more hopes, more doubts. This brings more stress and distrust, suspicion. At young age, I believe, still basic human good quality is much dominant, much sort of alive. And our age grown up, the brain become more dominant, and we neglect about warm-heartedness. Then these too much sort of hopes and kind of doubts, these things happen. That destroy our inner peace. And also, there are emotion, positive emotion remain submerged. And then destructive emotion then become more active with fear, with distrust, and extreme self-centered attitude, and attachment, desire, greed. With these negative emotion, then become something more active. As a result, family also not necessarily happy, more trouble, more divorce, more suffering, and then in the society also. And then worst thing is leadership who come from that kind of society. But naturally, they are thinking also something like that. So we can't blame the leaders when they're doing something wrong. Difficult to blame. The very basis from where they come, like that. So too much competitive society, too much competition, too much sort of distrust, and difficult. Very much self-centered. And then, so therefore, now the education, more sort of sophisticated sort of human intelligence, sort of fully sort of develop, it is very necessary. Without that, we can't survive. And we cannot project more with a wider way. Human intelligence is marvelous sort of marvelous thing, marvelous quality. But there are other forces which something like they guide our intelligence. More destructive way, more neutral way, more constructive way. That's the other quality of human being, like human affection. So it seems to me, education is concerned, I think we, generally speaking, quite well advanced. And more important, everybody pay attention to the importance of education. Now time come. I think we need another field. We should pay more attention about another field, because we already witness. You see, there are the unhealthy things. You see, there, and we can judge. We can learn if we observe carefully. Then those individual, those family, those community, more affectionate atmosphere, they are much happier. Even some problems happen, they usually make effort, common effort, much better. Where a family or community, too much distrust. And then some problems happen, difficult. So that actually against the very nature of human nature, because we are social animal. Individual survival, individual's happiness much depend on the rest of the community. And then particularly today's reality of the world. I always feel the century-old concept of we and they is no longer there. We should consider whole part of the world should be part of we. Because economically, environmentally, and many fields we interdependent, interconnected. That's new reality. So we must develop some kind of attitude, consider whole world is part of me. So extreme self-centered attitude is just unrealistic attitude. For one's own self-interest, we must take more care of the rest of the world, rest of the humanity, even this planet itself. So since many years, sometimes I call we are selfish, but we should be wise selfish rather than foolish selfish. Selfish, very narrow-minded, just look like animal. Animal also selfish, but just look immediately around. So we have this intelligence. Our self should be something more wise, so like that. So now question, and then individually also, individual health also. The more compassionate mind automatically bring inner calmness, inner peace, and self-confidence. So that reduce stress, fear, distress. As a result, our physical elements also function normally. Too much of stress, too much anxiety, too much anger, then it's very bad for our health. So from the health viewpoint also, the peace of mind is very essential, or compassionate mind is very, very helpful. And then unity, including marriage. I often call the external beauty important, but I think we spend a lot of money for cosmetic makeup. But real more important is inner beauty. Where is the inner beauty? And outside, not that much attractive, but okay then. Other hand, the inner beauty lacking, very attractive, within 1 week or trouble will start. So therefore, the inner beauty is really, really important. So from more happier family, happier society, these inner qualities very, very important. Now, present existing education system, I think pay much attention about the physical requirement or physical comfort, material values, material facilities. It's quite natural. the 8th century, 18th century, 19th century, 16th century. Of course, everybody is excited about the external facilities.
Industrial development.
Industrial development. So now we, I think, reach another sort of stage. The material facility there, but already now showing, already experiencing, there's limitation of the value of material thing. Some of my friend, I think a billionaire, very rich, but as a person, very unhappy person. So, the money, fame, bring inner peace. And also power cannot bring inner peace. Inner peace, or through prayer, maybe to some people, but I don't think for everybody. Everybody, I think, religious believer, every morning or every day pray. But they also, there's no guarantee, really happy. So everything ultimately depends on one's own mental attitude. So now, it seems, on many occasions, since many years, I just to express, when I give some talk in some universities in Europe and also United States and different places, the modern education system, whether really adequate about our requirement, there's a little questionable. In India also, I often, discuss with some Indian as friends, like that. So now I'm happy. More people now really seriously now thinking about that. So this kind of conference, I think very, very encouraging. It's a good sign. The sign of something now we're really moving. That's, I think, very, very good. So, I think education system is not fixed by God, not fixed by something, absolute
divine laws.
Absolute, I don't know, fix. Look, these modern subject, computer or economy, or science, biology, these, I don't think when separate education institutions started in Europe 1,000 years ago, I don't think. The time passes, new sort of subject then becomes something important, then that add in the education system. So now, in the 21st century, we witness something lacking in the education system. So, it is logical now add is something. Now here, I think one important, or I don't know, one point I want to share with you is about the promotion of these compassion, on these inner values. Of course, various different religious traditions have sort of same potential. All have the potential to bring inner peace or compassion, these things. But that not adequate or not fit. Now, little over 6 billion human beings, realistically speaking, impossible. All 6 billion becoming believer. Impossible. Non-believers, there are. Not only there, but maybe I think major portion of the 6 billion human beings, not much concern about religion, religious faith, like that. But education, I think, is universal. So, in education system, through education, I think we can, now for example, taking care about our health, hygiene, these we study, we teach. I think including sex,
sex education.
Sex education also there. So like that, in the education, the care of our emotion, care of these positive emotion and also negative emotion, how to
regulate. How to regulate.
How to regulate these things. I think through education. So usually I copy the India sort of the concept secularism. According to Indian, even the Indian constitution based on secularism. That means some my friend consider secularism is rejection of religion. This is not the case. According to India, secularism means respect all religions, no preference about this religion or that religion. And also, secularism, according to Indian sort of understanding, also recognize or respect non-believer. Like one ancient sort of philosophical school of thought, you see, that called Charvaka. So denying existence of next life, existence of God, nothing, only this life. So it is non-believer, technically non-believer. So you see, among these, through centuries, you see debate or sometimes much criticism about Charvaka school of thought, nihilism, Chadav, nihilist. So consider very bad. But same time, respect them. They call Rishi. Rishi means what?
Sage.
Sage. So, India's tradition, the secularism, respect, including non-believer. I think that's wise. So, when I use the English word secular approach does not mean disrespect religion. If you have religion, very good. You can add, furthermore improve or strengthen our inner quality. But without religion, we must have some way to educate people importance of our inner value. This is nothing to do making holy, but simply our requirement for happy life, for successful life, happy humanity. And then eventually, this century should be century of peace, century of compassion. Then I think our world really can be very happy human family.